I want you to do me a favor, you beautiful guardian of the glaze. I want you to close your eyes and think real hard back to a time when you were playing a Zelda game. You were exploring through the woods. You walk through some bushes and then you see it. You see a giant enigmatic temple that's probably 10,000 years old. It's covered in vines, spiders, and surrounded by enemies. The music just oozes atmosphere. You walk up to a giant door with a chain across it, only imagining what could lie on the other side. Yeah, I miss that feeling a lot. Well, hello there, all you sword-swinging, grass-chopping, princess-saving compadres. Welcome to the Milky Donut. Well, it's about time for Milky to make some people upset again, because it's been almost a year since I've ranted about my favorite game series, well, that once was my favorite game series of all time, The Legend of Zelda. And I've just been going through some existential crises with this game series, you know, with the whole 45-year anniversary that wasn't, and just replaying some games, and I can't be quiet about it anymore. I need to talk to somebody about it, and honestly, I have nobody else to yap about this to, so you guys are going to be held captive for a little bit, and enjoy my rantings. Now, jokes aside, The Legend of Zelda is still my favorite game series of all time. The greatness that this series has brought me in my life, my childhood, my adulthood, could never be undone by a couple games that didn't perfectly pander to my wantings, okay? Let's just get that clear, because I'm not going to let a game that is technically a very good game ruin my view of the game series, because it just, you know, there's things to love in Tears of the Kingdom, absolutely. There's things to hate about Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion, absolutely. Breath of the Wild, honestly, I think is a perfect game, so I'm going to leave that out, which is kind of like it's a double-edged sword, because that's the game that caused the downfall for me of the Zelda series, but it's like one of my favorite Zelda games, so it's kind of a problem. But that being said, I miss the old Zelda. The real Zelda, okay? I'm just gonna say the real Zelda. I don't care what you say, you can get mad at me, you can unsubscribe because you're not subscribed anyways, so it doesn't bother me any. This is for the old salty guys that played Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past and all the, you know, even Skyward Sword, okay? Say what you want about the game, it's way overly linear, I know, but you know what? I wouldn't mind having some linearity for once in my Zelda games, after having unlimited openness and no structure for the last 10 years, so forgive me. So if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I love the Legend of Zelda series. It means so much to me, more than I can even explain. I have videos about it, so you can go check those out, but my problem with the Zelda series really started after about 20 hours of Tears of the Kingdom. Now, the first 20 hours of Tears of the Kingdom, I was... Fuck, my lizard is scratching my door again. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I'm back. And I mean that literally. I have a really large lizard that lives on my porch, and he's scratching to get inside, so, yeah. But anyways, the first 20 hours of Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion, are really good. Especially when it comes to tricking you into thinking that you're about to experience an entirely new experience from Breath of the Wild, which, first of all, you're never going to match the lightning in a bottle that was Breath of the Wild. I mean, that was a whole thing that just almost could never be replicated. You're never going to get that oh shit moment when you walk out and see the Great Plateau and all of Hyrule in its glory. They tried to capitalize too much on recapturing that, and it's never going to happen. So once that wore off, for me, you know, the building was cool, but I wasn't into it enough to ignore everything else. Like, I didn't play Zelda to be able to build stuff, which, yes, it is cool and it is fun to be able to build pretty much whatever you want and solve puzzles any way you want. It's cool for a while, but for me personally, I don't play Zelda to be able to build stuff. And, you know, if I wanted to do that, I would play, I don't know, something else. But I wanted to play Zelda. I wanted to go through dungeons. I wanted to, you know, have the Zelda experience. And for some things, the game does provide that. But just not enough. But nonetheless, I kind of just took the L. I accepted the fact that this game just wasn't exactly made for me. And that was okay. So, you know what? The Zelda series is notorious for switching things up. And you can't please everybody. A game for everyone is a game for nobody, okay? But I recently had this new problem arise because my beautiful fiance got me the Ocarina of Time Lego set, and it'd been a while since I'd played a Zelda game. I kind of just, didn't have the desire to play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I had my Nintendo 64, so I just popped in Ocarina of Time and started playing it. And I got like 20 minutes into it, and I was like, yeah, we need this. We need this back. Like bad. Not necessarily Ocarina of Time. Just older style Zelda games. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I don't care because I will refuse to let this die, okay? And even if it takes 15 years from now to get another linear-ish classic Zelda, I don't care. I'm still going to keep the voices out there because there are people out there that do like the older style Zelda games, because linearity is not inherently a bad thing when it comes to video games. I don't care what anybody says. That's a stupid concept. That's like saying that open world is bad for video games. It's not. It's just not every single game needs to be the same exact thing. Especially when it comes to a game series that a big majority of its fan base did grow up with the quote-unquote Zelda formula, which, yes, I know the original Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 were not linear games. They were more open style, do what you want, figure it out on your own, no hand-holding. I totally get that. I understand that. And I'm happy that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom exist for what they are. But I don't think the entire series should shift 100% that way. Just like it shouldn't have stayed completely linear. If it would have stayed exactly like Skyward Sword, I would have said the same thing. I'm like, this gets boring. Imagine playing a Skyward Sword, going back to the world, and then replaying Skyward Sword in the same world, but then you could just build stuff. That would be horrible, okay? So I'm not trying to gatekeep and say that we shouldn't have any open world Zelda games. It has to be on the nose exactly what the classic Zelda formula is. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that a big part of the heart of what makes Zelda games is their dungeons and the structure of the story and making you get to one point and then you have to think your way through it. Now, a big argument I see people say is, well, open world puzzles and dungeons breed creativity because you could just bypass them however you want, which, yes, that's true, but I would argue that so do linear puzzles and dungeons, because if there's only one solution or two solutions to figuring out a puzzle and getting past it, you have to think of every little thing that it could possibly be until you figure it out. Whereas open world, I'm thinking, I'm doing what I want, but I'm not necessarily like thinking that hard. I glued a couple of sticks together, put a sail on it, and stuck a fan to it, blew it across the map, and sure, it worked. But was it really as fun as like finding a tiny little thing, and then as you finally are like, that's it, and that unlocks a door that allows you to continue on through the dungeon, or maybe it unlocks a door that leads to a chest that gives you a special item, and that's so much better to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I just miss it, man. I just miss it. And this is a whole nother side rant about specifically Nintendo YouTubers. I don't know what it is, but like people who make news videos about Nintendo gaming love to just marry the idea that we're getting a new open world Mario game this Nintendo Direct, or we're getting a new Ocarina of Time 4K remake. It's gonna happen. There's a super secret society that's leaked that they're gonna make a new Zelda game, and they're gonna release Twilight Princess and Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time all in 4K for the Switch 2, and just trust me. And they love to just go over and over and over and over again, and I'm so tired of just seeing it. It's so annoying. I was gonna make a whole video about why gaming news channels are annoying. Not all of them, okay? Let me get that straight. But a lot of specifically Nintendo ones, I don't know why, but they just love to just suckle on the teat of fake news, and I'm just tired, especially when it comes to Zelda, because dude, give it up, okay? We've heard that we're getting a remake of Ocarina of Time for 1,000 years, and they're like, well, it's the 45th anniversary. Well, guess what happened? Nothing, okay? So just give it a break. And I'm not saying it's impossible. Listen, man, I want an Ocarina of Time remake just as much as the next guy, but we live in reality here, okay? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. There's no need to make a new video every 3 days about a new leaker or new whistleblower that's lying, okay? So I've just been feeling extra nostalgic lately, and putting my little Ocarina of Time Lego set together and playing Ocarina of Time and watching some older Zelda gameplay videos and just other YouTubers talking about why they agree that they would like to see the classic Zelda formula kind of make a return. And I needed to express my thoughts on it because, you know, I miss it. I really do. And it's kind of a shame. But that being said, I have thought about playing Tears of the Kingdom again just because I want to do it with a different mindset. I'm going to go into it ignoring the story. I don't care about the story. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to focus on the gameplay and the mechanics and just try to have a great time with it and see how my opinion is different, because I only played about 30 hours of that game. I beat the story and then I kind of messed around a little bit, but I never really, because I was just too not into it. So maybe I'll try it again and see what I think. But anyways, also side note, I'm tired of breakable weapons, okay? If you want to make some weapons break, sure. Okay, it's fine. But the Master Sword breaking and the Hylian shield breaking? No. I don't think so. I'm tired of that. Why are you putting caps on the one weapon that's supposed to be the most legendary weapon in the history of the series, and you gotta have a cooldown period after using it 10 times? I'm tired of, like, I'm tired of it, okay? Maybe I'm being but I don't care. You know, it's my video. You can leave if you want. But there's just so many things, man. I just miss dedicated items. I miss bombastic themes when it comes to music. I miss good dungeons and just a good, you know, linear story. Just give me one and I'll be good for another 15 years. That's all I ask. Anyways, how do you feel about this? You totally disagree? That's fine if you do. Just let me know in the comments. But I'll see you next time on the Milky Donut.